Now that you've found UBN Radio and discovered our quality talk shows, it's time to spread the word to friends, family, and the universe. 24 hours of music and talk. Radio without limits. That's why people keep coming back for more. That's ubnradio.com.
Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
And welcome. You are tuned in to my weekly talk radio show called Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa every Tuesday at naturally high noon out of the Sunset Gower Studios with Universal Broadcasting Network, and every Thursdays at 7 on my syndicated CNBC News Radio channel KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5 and 106.3. So yes, this is a show about hope and happiness. So there's no gossip, no scandal, and no K-words, no Kardashian talk at all. Instead, I want you to focus on your reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. So we bring you topics and guests that highlight all of the good things and what's right with the world, not what's wrong with it. And it is Marvin Gaye. No, he's not in studio, but it is the last week of the month, and that's when I get to do my special series called Sexual Healing with Dr. Marissa. And I'll talk about that for a second. The first, before I forget, I want to just give a huge love, peace in and peace out to all the incredible people that I have gotten to cross paths with this weekend, starting with the Conscious Life Expo. It was phenomenal. Big gratitude to Jarvis and John and Tony for bringing Universal Broadcasting Network on location to the Conscious Life Expo at the LAX Hilton, and to my amazing, fabulous guests, Don Miguel Ruiz, Don Jose Ruiz, and Master Shaw. And I'll be putting those on my YouTube channel this week. So if you missed it, please do take a look at them. Master Shaw actually does an active healing on camera, and Don Miguel, one of my absolute favorite teachers, gives a lot of love on his part, and then his son, Don Jose, co-author of The Fifth Agreement. And then a huge, huge gratitude and shout out. Yesterday was my 7th year anniversary at the Agape International Spiritual Center. And to celebrate, they brought the Earth, Wind, and Fire to Agape. I don't know what they're going to do for my 8th year. I'm just kidding. I was so blessed yesterday to be part of the celebration of Maurice White, the leader and absolute phenomenal human being who gave us so much more than Earth, Wind, and Fire. And I had no idea the breadth and the depth of the meaning of his life and the meaning he brought to music. And so I got to sing on stage with the fabulous international Agape International Choir, with Earth, Wind, and Fire. Verdine White has said that he will come on, so keep your fingers crossed. And I got a selfie with Ramsey Lewis. Go to my Facebook, and we're going to try to get him to Skype in from Chicago. And David Foster gave the most beautiful speech I have ever heard honoring the life of Maurice. As well, Stevie Wonder was there, and he gave a beautiful talk, and Ramsey actually played. Dionne Warwick was there. So what an amazing experience, and once in a lifetime kind of a joyride that I get to have in this thing called life. So peace in, peace out to all the components of the universe that made that happen. And thank you so much for joining me and all of my choir peeps that got to experience that with me. All right, and now back to sexual healing. Why sexual healing? Last year, I think, is when I started the series. I did a whole month on the air about romance and relationships, and what I found in my research was up to 85% of women will admit to faking orgasms or don't like the way they look or are not interested in sex or are afraid to be interested in sex in some way. So I knew that that was my call to action, to have an actual every last week of the month to focus on the topic of sexual healing. So that is because I'm determined to make pleasure a G-rated or a G-spot rated topic. And I wanted to combine what happened this last month when Dr. Pat Allen came on again, and she always rakes me through the romance coals, and this time she told me my homework was to dance because I don't date enough, and so she wanted me to get into the groove, and so I went to the best, and I found a tango teacher plus, and we'll know what that plus is today. Invited her on the show. So without further ado, Ilona Glinarsky, and we'll find out a lot. I want to just give you a couple of highlights. She is not just the creator of Living Tango Method and Wedding Dance by Design.com, organizer of two largest and very popular tango events in LA, a monthly tango event called Milonga LAX and the annual international tango event called LA Tango Marathon, or the Endless Summer Tango. She's taught for 15 years at the Third Street Dance, the home base of Dancing with the Stars, at the Music Center LA for 9 consecutive years, and at my spiritual home, Agape, as well. And her friends call her the Tango Evangelist because she spreads the good news of tango everywhere she goes. Please welcome to the studio, Ilona Glinarsky. And I said it wrong again, didn't I?
No, you did all right.
Did I go? Okay.
Ilona, it's close enough.
Ilona.
Thank you for having me. This is such a pleasure.
Absolutely.
What an honor, really.
No, it's wonderful to have you. And so tango is one of those dances that is very, very affiliated with sexy moves, right? And romance with
All
the
of that.
rose. Trying not to hurt yourself with the thorns in the mouth and the dipping. So you teach actually Argentine tango.
Right, strictly Argentine tango.
Strictly Argentine. So how many different kinds of tango are there?
Well, I think there's predominantly really 2 types
Okay.
of, 2 types meaning there is a ballroom dance, and then there is a social dance. So those are 2 big distinctions, number
Okay.
one. There's also something that's known as an American tango, and I'm assuming there's probably other types, but a lot of them are connected and similar to American tango. Argentine tango is the only original form of this dance that actually originated in Argentina, but even mid 1800s, and actually very few people know that it has African roots.
Interesting.
That's right. A majority of people think it came maybe from Europe because it seems to be so sophisticated. But the origins of the music are actually a combination of some of the African rhythms and Cuban habanera and candombe, which are the very traditional, very old traditional rhythms that came from those countries, mixed in with a lot of different flavors, because at that time in Argentina was huge influx of immigrants, and I'm an immigrant, so I can relate to all of that. And so the influences on the music came from all over the world. But
So it's an international
it's a very
dance.
much an international experience.
Beautiful.
Yes.
And because I have cameras in my studio, I get to actually show you Ilona dancing, because it is very beautiful and very sexy. So here we go.
Tango is really more than just a dance. It's more like painting with your entire body. Painting with your feet, with your hands, with your embrace. You're painting an emotion. It's channeling this feeling that you feel in the music and actually utilizing your entire being, your entire body, and sharing this with another person that you are allowing into your space at that moment. Where else do you get to do that but while you're dancing Argentine tango? I see people that transform. They take a few classes, they start dancing, and they completely change. They become more open, they become more compassionate, they become more creative. They come alive.
With complete trust and surrender, feeling his lead,
I have no choice but to entirely entrust myself into the arms of my leader. If you don't make your partner feel safe, why in the world would she relax and trust you?
People really got out of their comfort zone just from even gazing at each other, even the hugs.
Give each other a hug and hold it.
It's just what you do in tango. You just have to get out of your comfort zone and embrace that person.
Tango is a dance that requires everyone to be fully present in the moment, and that's actually where we feel fully alive. This whole dance is about connection and about being able to allow another person into your space.
I think that if we're going to journey through this thing called life, we might as well tango through it. It's amazing how it can be a tool to make life more colorful, and I think that's one of the most beautiful things anybody could ever offer.
If you had any moment that you think could be valuable for you, if you want to just take a little note.
Tangos para la noche.
I want to see if you can lead somebody who does not know you.
I discovered tango very late in life, and you can only compare with a black and white movie turning into color, because now my life is full of color and energy, and this workshop brings it all together.
Tango appeals to just about anyone who is interested in expanding in some way. Why do we feel so uncomfortable in life when we don't know what's happening next? It's a safe place to experience life in the way that we would all love to experience it, which means it's creative, it's beautiful, it's open, it's all embracing. It's for absolutely anyone and everyone, no matter what their background is.
Wow.
That sums it up.
That's a beautiful video, by the way. And I'm listening to the words, and I'm listening to what you learn. And I actually got to take a little bit of a class with you.
Right.
And it is not easy to give up the control. I think that's like my number one. I mean, I probably would need a lifetime of lesson. That's number one. And two, it really is like therapy in a dance, because you're learning how to let go of control, how to be vulnerable, and then how to trust,
Absolutely.
okay, and how to let go. And all of those things are requirements to heal sexually in romantic, intimate relationships.
Absolutely.
So it sounds like you've turned this dance into a therapy.
Well, to me, it's a therapy, and it's also a spiritual way of living. I mean, I literally try to live my life according to these particular lessons that you learn on the dance floor. I really do try to apply them, and that is, my revelation while learning this dance is that, oh my goodness, if you can actually apply all these skills straight from the dance floor into life, your life will completely change.
I need to take these lessons, right? Jarvis is going, Nobody asked you. Okay.
It's very funny, actually. What was really hilarious is when I actually had a wonderful opportunity just recently to showcase a little bit, just demonstrate on stage at Agape. The one thing that Ricky said when she was announcing,
Ricky Byers,
especially, Ricky Byers, she said, yeah, especially those of us who really like to lead. And that was exactly this.
I resemble that remark. Yes, this is probably the number one reason why I'm single.
But you see, the thing is that actually there's nothing wrong with leading. What doesn't serve us is leading all the time. Because all of us need to flow from leader to follower energy and know when to turn that on and off.
And all right. And just so everybody listening, the 100,000, yes, I would like to be led, but it is.
I know it.
But it is not. It's not easy to break that, just to switch it off, right?
Of course not.
In that habit. And two, to find someone who is strong enough to want me to lead sometimes, but that I trust enough to let them lead me. But no, we're not doing about me.
Very good. No. You know what? We can talk. Yeah, I don't mind talking about me. It really, it's not about you or me. All of us in this day and age, women are, we have kind of getting what we have been wanting to get. We wanted this.
Equal rights, equal
yes,
pay, equal opportunity.
which is wonderful.
Not getting our butts, tapped when
That's right.
when we're
When we
walking
don't,
around the
yeah,
office.
exactly. But what is the price that we're paying sometimes is that we have forgotten the art of femininity. And it's really a very interesting dynamic.
I'm laughing because my sound engineer Jarvis is just like
making faces.
He's like, his head's gonna come off. He's like nodding and agreeing with you. So yes,
and
you have
I don't
a
even
fan
know you
right
really,
here.
I didn't even know. I love it.
Yeah.
I think we need you on the dance floor. But really, I lead and I organize and I do very much a lot of things that require leadership. I mean, true leadership. A lot of people are counting on that. But the art of knowing how to switch that off. So when I am teaching, when I am guiding, when I am doing all these things and organizing huge events, I have to be the leader. I mean, you can imagine. I mean, if I didn't step up, it'll fall apart. So what happens, though, when someone invites me to dance and all of a sudden I have to take that hat off and I literally consciously have to switch on my, I'm relaxing into my feminine. Relaxing into my feminine. It is the most amazing feeling. I have had more women who come to the classes who have huge, like really, really top positions in business, top lawyers. I mean, we have a federal judge who will not disclose her identity but she has learned how to dance tango. And it's the most healing, balancing act. You can imagine, someone like a federal judge who just turns into a conscious follower, right? Because there is feminine and masculine. And most of the time, the masculine steps up and leads, and the feminine allows the masculine to lead. Allows is not giving away your power. Allowing is celebrating that masculine that can lead. And allowing that masculine to learn how to lead in the way that feels amazing. So there is this process of learning how to remember what that feeling is, because a lot of times I have couples, for example, when I do wedding dance, comes up all the time. Right. So I will have this woman write to me and say, "Oh my God, we've never danced. My fiance can't dance, has no rhythm." She writes to me like 10 letters before we ever meet to let me know that and then it turns out to be that he just never really had an opportunity to step in. And what I love to see is when this woman discovers that her man can actually lead, and all of a sudden she is like turned on. She is really, really excited. They're already getting married. That's a good thing.
Yes.
But yet she's discovering that her man has that energy that can make her feel like a little girl, like, oh my God, this is so cool. He can actually lead me in a dance, and it's an amazing experience, Yeah. So I love doing that, especially like with wedding couples, when I see this, how it equalizes, and how even very young ladies, like, a lot of couples are like in their 20s, literally. And even then, a lot of young women are so in control that even for them, they're like, oh my God, I'm not really comfortable having someone lead me. You're getting married. Yeah. You kind of need to practice those skills, not because he needs to be in control or take charge of everything, but because you need to allow a man shine in order to have a healthy relationship.
Sounds like I need to definitely try these lessons, because I do. Well, the one draw I would say is not in this video, but I think it did show in this one. But the way you move your feet is so beautiful and very and very seductive and feminine, and
there is that. Yes, there
and
is
that
always
took
that.
you a while, huh?
See, there are
I want to
two
learn
layers.
how to do that.
There are two layers. There are two layers. One is a technique, and the technique has to do with how we move together, not about embellishments or things that make it look kind of sexy and cute and playful. First and foremost is how do we communicate? How do we connect in a way where, by the way, I need to say this, that it's not about bringing your life partner or love interest and learning with them. That's a separate issue, and you can do that. The social dance is about, you don't ever have to have a partner. In fact, when I was learning all the dances, I've also danced salsa for many years before. I've never had a consistent partner, never.
Okay.
And until I met my husband, who was my student about 6 years ago. I know, right? He was in adult school.
Okay.
Adult
All right.
school.
All right.
Totally legit.
Okay. He's
You
not.
know?
He's not a whole lot younger than you. I'm gonna put the cougar word on you.
That's right. Thank you. No. But we just got married a year and a half ago. So that was a really wonderful
And he was your
thing.
student.
And he was my student. And I had to teach him. And here was the hardest thing, is that because I was more seasoned dancer and I was his teacher, I still had to learn how to allow him to shine while he's learning and not leading quite as well as I would like to be led in a dance.
Wow.
He had to compensate in life, though. But this dynamic.
He had to compensate in life.
He had to really lead in life. I'm joking
I
about the fact that on the dance floor,
Okay.
while he was learning how to lead, he had to really, it had to balance out, because if he couldn't shine, that masculine energy in life and on a dance floor, it would have been kind of challenging.
Sure.
So, allowing the man to really embrace that energy without worrying about, let's say, for example, basic thing, stepping on your feet. Because the first thing we think about, number one, I'm invading a woman's space. Very un-American.
True.
The whole being in your space and hugging
I
close
was uncomfortable.
Not,
I tried to get paired with you, and this guy walked right up to me, and I was very uncomfortable because I don't know him, and then you made us look into each other's eyes, and you made us hold each other in a very, and I was not comfortable.
Yeah. And that is something.
I left. No.
Well, I think you left because you were really tired. You were also singing in the choir and had a long evening. But I got that. However, yes, teaching people how to embrace a stranger and create something really special and unique in the moment. And that's the beauty of social dance, is that you may never want to get to know this person in any other way, ever. But you will be surprised at what you discover when you dance with people that don't look anything like you would think is attractive to you, or don't speak your language, or sometimes you say, "Oh, I'd like to dance with a really tall, handsome man." Sometimes you have the most amazing dance with a short man.
Most of the men in social dance, I've seen it because I took salsa for a while, and then that tango room in the tango classes I've seen are shorter. They don't fit that traditional, gorgeous whatever, but they're they almost like transform into this extremely hot, sexy, because of the power that they're showing in the dance.
Because they really claim what they have to offer. It's about that. It's about, you can see a woman that may not be, someone who turns your heads, when you come into the room. And yet, all of a sudden she dances, and it's just unbelievable. You don't ever pay attention to what she really looks like. You pay attention to what energy she brings to the dance floor, or can she relinquish control, surrender, close her eyes, and let the men lead. You should see the faces of people when they dance tango. You sometimes go like, I don't know if I should be watching that. It's so intimate and beautiful. Women close their eyes and completely get lost in the process because they feel safe, and someone is doing something very creative, safe, very caring. The embrace itself is, we know it's the most healing thing you can experience. It's now, I know how many times have I seen it on Facebook recently that it elevates your serotonin level and an oxytocin level, and you name it, all these good things, natural high.
That's why
it alleviates
Pat
depression.
Allen wanted me to dance.
Believe me,
So-
it's an equalizer for so many things, and it really is a mood changer, elevator. And it allows people, because what you're doing is while you're dancing, you are rehearsing. This is your dress rehearsal for life. So if you can allow this to happen on a dance floor, walk away after a few dances, and then increase your capacity to like hug close, hold that, sustain intimacy for a few minutes at the time. You start with one dance and you build, actually, Tango is danced in blocks of 3 to 4 dances at a time. So you have a commitment to stay with the same partner 3 to 4 dances at a time.
Yikes.
As opposed to one in salsa, which is much easier.
Right.
Although salsa dances sometimes last for like 15 minutes and you're like, come on, let's go. But in Tango, you have blocks. They're called tandas. Tanda is a block of 3 to 4 dances. And after that, there is a little bit of an insertion. Argentine. Yes.
Tanda.
Totally, tanda. And in between those tandas, you will have a little inclusion of music that is totally non-relating to tango. It could be rock and roll, doesn't matter. Just for a little short, what we call cortina or a curtain call. So you can say thank you, goodbye, be gently, nicely walked off the dance floor and move on to the next partner without anything awkward happening. So it's a built-in thing. There's all these little rituals around tango that majority of people don't know. For example, you get asked by an eye contact, not by somebody grabbing your hand and pulling you onto the dance floor. It's considered rude in tango. So it's like two people looking at each other across the room and giving each other permission to be asked. A woman is supposed to actually give a permission to a man by acknowledging his look or turning her head away if she's not interested. So he doesn't have to walk all the way across the room and get rejected in front of everybody.
Oh, okay. We got to practice this. Okay, now how do you do this? So I'm the guy.
Gaze.
Okay.
So you're gazing at me.
So I look at you and say, like that.
And if I give you, if a person is interested and looking at you right back, or if they're starting to like look for their keys or makeup.
So that's all they have to do?
That's all they have to do.
Oh, okay.
Or look down or start talking to their friend, whatever it is, in a very subtle way, hopefully not very rude, because we try to be very kind and
okay, look at me. You're the guy. Not like that.
Okay. Okay. I got the message.
I couldn't resist.
I got the message.
Are you kidding? No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But think about it this way. So number one, yes, it protects, let's say, a man from humiliation.
Yes.
But, traditional.
Rejection.
We're talking about, we're talking traditional Argentine tango rules, okay?
Right.
They're codes. They're called códigos. There's actually words for everything. The look and the permission to invite or not engage is called cabaseo.
Cabaseo.
Okay. Mirada is a look, and cabaseo is an acknowledgement or that sort of, yes or no kind of a thing, right? So cabaseo is actually built into, very old tradition in Argentina, very much practiced. Here, people are a little slacking sometimes, and if you have really good friends and they're just like, hey, want to go dance?
Oh, so it's
good
more
friends.
overt.
So it's a little bit Americanized,
Right.
because we don't like hardcore traditions. But a woman also has a power to say yes or no.
But I can't look at a guy, like let's say there's one that I'm attracted to and I want to dance with him. I can't like...
You can. What you do is make yourself available. Again, that word, available. Okay. You're supposed to be open. You can't sit with your arms closed and looking down and expect to be danced.
Okay.
So you got to have this energy of openness and interest and confidence that, yes, you are waiting for someone to ask you.
So if I'm like this?
That's it. That's beautiful. That's it. You got it.
New goal 2016. I want to be danced.
That's right. So there's all these interesting things, dynamics. Of course, some of them are being kind of, they are morphing a little bit or softening a little bit because these were very hardcore traditions. And for example, people were not allowed to really wear anything like jeans to a milonga. We just had the
What
big
are you
discussion.
supposed to wear?
You want to dress up. You want to
dress in a dress.
Dress. It doesn't have to be dressed.
Skirt, dress, pants, but nice.
It's a special occasion.
Okay.
So you want to feel like you're going to a special occasion, and traditionally, that is really what's kind of expected, more or less. Now that there's a lot of young dancers coming up because in Argentina for a long period of time, they shut that tango down. It was not allowed, the political climate, government. Yeah. So for a long time, there were no young people dancing tango. And now it's a huge reemergence. And they're funky people, they wear torn up jeans and whatever. So it's changing a little bit in that sense. So it's not as strict and traditional anymore. Right. But there's room for everything. And if you like to dress up and feel like this is special, everybody, and I know you always look amazing.
Thank
you.
Thank you, Shesha. And on that beautiful note, it's time to break and thank the sponsors who make this show possible. So we will be back in 2 and 2. Peace in and peace out. If you think you don't have the money to start your own business, then I have fantastic news. Now you can own a business that has proven to be a phenomenal success all around the country with very little upfront investment. We're talking the Selfie Station. Selfie Station is a portable touchscreen photo booth that people and businesses book for weddings, corporate functions, trade shows, proms, promotional events, parties, and more. Selfie Station captures lifelong memories that can be emailed, texted, printed, personalized, and even uploaded to social media. You won't believe how much people will pay you to make your business the life of their party. It's the easiest income you'll ever earn and pays for itself in no time at all. You can start your own business right now. Let Selfie Station be the picture taker, icebreaker, and your moneymaker. Now, as a special introductory offer, you get $500 off the professional package. That's right, $500 off. SelfieStationPodcast.com. Type in the name of my show, Dr. Marissa, so I can get credit, please. Thank you. SelfieStationPodcast.com. That's SelfieStationPodcast.com. And get ready to make money today. Are you ready to invite love into your life? Are you ready to embrace passion, intimacy, connection, and creativity? Then Living Tango is for you. Whether you are new to dance or dancing with many stars, Ilona Glinarsky can teach you a dance about trust and surrender, mindfulness, nonverbal, heart-centered communication. To sign up, go to www.livingtango.com. That's www.livingtango.com. And we are back, and you are tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, and it is the last week of the month, so we are sexual healing with Dr. Marissa, the new Asian Dr. Ruth. And I have today a tango teacher and much more, Ilona Glinarsky. And how did a Russian girl get into an Argentine tango?
In America.
In America. Coming to America to tango.
Yeah, good question. Growing up, actually, I was trained as a classical pianist. And so connection to music was always a huge, huge part of my life. Mm-hmm. Majority of my life literally was somehow intertwined with musicians, top-notch musicians, and also music in itself. So number one, I think music is a channel that is universal.
Absolutely.
To me, it's like a salsa. The first time I heard salsa beat and salsa rhythm, I was like, oh my God, I got to get myself, this is it. This is mine, you know? And it just calls you and you got to respond. Yeah. If something is calling on you,
absolutely,
it's whether you respond or you go like, I don't know, what am I going to do? Start learning at the age of 33. I don't know. My mother probably wouldn't think much of it. Yeah. Whatever.
Yes.
You can talk yourself out all you want.
Yes.
Or you can step forward and go like, yeah, I'm thinking about it all the time. There is a reason for it.
Sure.
So salsa was the first thing I actually came upon. And this happened as I divorced, as I actually decided to take a leap of faith and get out of a marriage that to me felt very, very dead and became very depressing kind of state of where I didn't feel neither my sexuality, sensuality, or even what's my self-worth. I really, really lost it because I got married at the age of 20 and it was very early. I really don't think it's the best age to get married most of the time. So instead of discovering who I really was, I gave my entire life to raising kids, and at that time, for 13 years. And when I finally got to a point of being so miserable and feeling like there's no passion and there
No
must be
pleasure.
something, none.
No pleasure.
And I really felt like there must be more to life. This
Right.
is ridiculous. There has to be more to life. And that faith that, that I will find it somehow, I had to leave a very comfortable, very
Safe.
perfectly looking from, to everyone else outside marriage and just jump off the cliff, really. And amazingly, life responded in most incredible ways. I mean, I never knew if at the end of the road I will find that, amazing person that I want to share my life with. That seems to be the perfect match, because everybody is looking for that.
Right.
I didn't know at that time, I just wanted to acknowledge what I
free.
was missing in my life. And one of the things I said was, I was so desperate at that time, I said that I will follow any man that can just hold me. Now that was
Wow.
a tough place to be.
Yeah.
So what's very interesting is that dancing tango, speaking of holding, the entire dance is danced in a close embrace. And it's so healing and so balancing. I mean, a majority of people, and there's so many lonely people. When you talk to them, you look around, sometimes you don't notice. But there's so many lonely people.
Yes.
And they don't have to be. Social dance is available to everyone. Social dance is not about whether you did ballet, for years or something. Anyone of any age. And so this is something that drew me to social dance. I didn't have to worry about what my abilities were and what my background was. As I started dancing salsa, because it's so happy and so sensually overt, it literally brought me back to life. I remember feeling like I was frozen, and then I just literally came alive, like a flower from underneath the snow. Seriously. I was a different person within just a year of dancing, and although the divorce, and I lost my mom at that time, so it was a very challenging time. And as I discovered dancing, I literally balanced my life and all the hardships that I was going through by dancing hard. I mean, I was dancing 5-6 times a week if I could, because it was such a release. And I'm not someone who's ever done neither drugs or drink, and I'm a Russian who doesn't drink, So there was no way of...
There's no other avenue of
No.
release.
No.
No bad habits except to dance.
Exactly. And that was, if I didn't know what it can do for someone in my state of being at that time, and I probably wouldn't be this passionate, and I wouldn't be constantly telling people, before you take Prozac, please consider taking a dance class, social dance class, And
And the side effect is that you're held. Can't beat that one.
Right. And again, this is not a campaign against Prozac. I mean, there are time and place for everything. I am just speaking from a place of explore all the things that are available to you. It's so cheap right now. You can take a class at, adult school. I mean, it costs almost nothing,
You can go to
For
Agape
example.
and by love donation. Take
That's
their
right.
class.
Exactly.
Yeah. And if you're listening, don't leave the show, because we're gonna give a Asian Oprah giveaway of
That's
one
right.
of the classes with Ilonas.
Happy to do that.
Yeah.
So it has done this for me, where it completely opened me out. By the way, I came from a society where there was no sex education at that time. None. I mean, here we're complaining about lack or maybe not.
Yeah.
Really
there
good
really
enough
isn't sex education here either, but probably more than Russia.
I can
So-
tell you, we did not speak about sex. We did not have a book about sex. No teacher ever said the word sex. The only thing we've ever saw were pictures on the bathroom walls of some kind of whatever some little cartoon. That literally was it.
Yeah.
So for me to find my way into my own sensuality and to have that unlocked by dancing is a really a journey. I mean, this is why I thought this is very interesting topic in general, because you find your way to wholeness from different angles.
Absolutely.
There's so many different ways to get there. And dance is one of them, because it really unlocks the inner passion that is yours. It doesn't even have anything to do with another person. It first brings that inner fire out of you. And when you shine, and that is just what people are picking up on, you become irresistible. So to me, in a
I could
sense,
use that.
that is one way of, people always go like, well, I can never find, or never meet all these people. And, I always say, find something you're really passionate about, do it. And at that peak where you're exuding these amazing, vibes and energy is where you become the most attractive person to anyone.
Absolutely. When you're doing something that you love, you cannot help but be lovable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And dance is that way. And also, because you meet such a huge group of diverse people from all over the world, they don't need to speak about politics. They don't need to speak about anything.
Goodness.
What they do is this language of nonverbal communication is the most authentic way of connecting to people. So yes, it's a little challenging because we're not used to using that language to really communicate. But once you understand the cue and response and how to breathe together and how to move together as one person, even with a complete stranger, you've got that art down.
Yeah, and that is a skill. I taught at UCLA in the business school for 6 years, and one of the classes was communication, managerial interpersonal communication. Did you know that of 100% communication, 40% is in the tone, pitch, and volume, only 7% is in the words, and 53% is in body language, is in not just your body, but your facial expressions.
Everything. Yes.
So I just had an aha that this is a method of getting skilled at an area of communication that we don't get taught, right?
Absolutely.
We're taught to how to speak, or
to
how to
communicate
write,
verbally.
right?
Yes.
With words, but not necessarily that.
And how often do we get in trouble by talking?
Never miss an opportunity to keep your mouth shut. That's my balance tip on the 21-day fast from complaining. So
Seriously,
that's a great point. I never realized that. I'm sold. I'm definitely going to take a class because this is.
I can't wait to hear what you think when you come out on the other side.
So yeah, well you'll be there. I'm going to try to find a class with you somewhere nearby.
I teach at South Bay a lot.
But I trust you. So be gentle with me.
Of course. That's what I do. Having spiritual psychology background is what gave me, in a sense, that insight and ability to be gentle with anyone I teach. I mean, to me, people have so many judgments. We talk about sensuality. If you're judging your body or your ability to do something, that sensuality just gets totally shut down.
Yeah.
Totally shut down. Yeah. I have seen people dance. One time I was at the salsa place where people were doing like social competition. And it was one of the biggest, humbling moments of my life. It was maybe 20 years ago. And there was a social competition, and all these really cute people, mini skirts, very hot legs, and all of that came on, and they were dancing, and they were showing off, and all of that. And, it was like, okay, cool. And then all of a sudden, this couple comes out, majorly overweight. I mean, not just like, we're talking two big people.
Yes.
Okay. And as I was like way in the beginning of my journey, a lot of judgments and thinking what salsa is supposed to be, sexy and cute and this and that. They come out, and I think it's a husband and wife that I found out later. Not attractive looking people physically. And they start dancing. And I literally almost cried. I can tell you, I watched these two people connect and have fun on the level where I have not seen up until that moment. And I'm talking about it, I have goosebumps, still feeling that, and I was like, connection. I will never underestimate the value of connection and that inner passion that these two people had, just mind-blowing. So that was my biggest lesson.
Right.
It's for everyone.
Actually, listeners, if you haven't gone to my Facebook, please, if anyone knows what I'm talking about, I saw, I think last year, a video clip, and it may have been that couple. and they were dancing together. It fits the description. And I was mesmerized. So if anyone knows what I'm talking about on Facebook, please post it on my wall.
I'll definitely send it to you.
Yeah, because that is.
But this dance is accessible to anyone. It's about inner fire.
Yes,
not how we look.
And what you started with was it's about acceptance and valuing of the way we are and look and weight and looks exactly as we are.
Absolutely.
And not paying attention to the critical voice in the head about ourselves and not paying attention to the critical voice that we may have heard from people in our past who have said you're fat, you're ugly, you're clumsy, whatever it is.
Are you kidding me?
Wow. How do we find you? Because I don't want to...
Well, livingtango.com, very easy to find me.
Yes.
I'm also on Facebook under Living Tango. I try to use that because
easier
that's
than your
my
name.
brand. Yeah, it's true. It's true. And Living Tango to me means living tango.
Yes. Yeah.
So I take the principles from the dance floor and I apply them into life, and I teach people to do that.
And then you also coach.
I coach. I do.
Yeah, it's beyond just a dance instructor.
Yeah, I work with couples, and I do counseling or coaching for relationships and life coaching. And dance lends itself to that. So a lot of times it's my students that are learning, and I meet people and I see their blocks, and it just comes up. Everything comes up on the dance floor. I just want you to know.
Great.
You're kind of naked on the dance floor. Whatever you carry
body,
with you
mind,
comes
spirit,
up.
and soul.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and I love doing that. That to me is what the power of tango is. It's not just the cool moves and all. That's a fun part. That's like the icing. The icing. And then there is cake.
I definitely, my goal would be, or my intention for learning this dance is to see myself as beautiful without the critical voices, to also relinquish the control that protects me from getting connected. Oh, I just laid myself wide open right there with that statement.
You're very good at that. I actually really want to acknowledge. I've seen some of your shows, and I love what you bring to the table with that authenticity and willingness to be vulnerable. That moose on the table.
I live my life out loud on this show, and
very good.
So wonderful. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
For being here and sharing your art, right? Your art, your life, your love. Any shout out of love to anyone in your life?
I am so in love with this dance, and I'm surrounded by such amazing people. I just want to, say thank you to all of you guys who dance with me, dance around me, and support me. And also, I want to say thank you to Reverend Michael Beckwith and Ricky for allowing me to shine on stage. That was such a gift. I just really want to acknowledge that was something I did not expect, and thank you so much.
My big brother and my choir boss.
Amazing. What a gift.
And your hubby?
Oh, he knows. He's loved.
Oh,
he knows.
That's so sweet.
I love you.
Oh, that's so
He's the one who rescued me today when the car died.
Yes.
He's amazing.
That's great.
He's amazing.
That's great. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Marissa. Thank you so much for having me.
Peace and
I'll
blessings.
see you on the dance floor.
Absolutely. And it is at the end of the show when I do the balance bar and the Asian Oprah giveaway. So the first thing is the first person to go to my Facebook and find the last, actually just message me and say, I want to dance. And then you will get a free lesson from Ilona for you and a partner. And it could be your partner or a future partner or a friend, right? Or you. You can come alone. Actually, if you need a partner, you can ask for me. And then I can have a partner too. How's that? So that's number one. The other Asian Oprah giveaway is a book that I got wonderful from Master Shah. And he's one of the interviewees that I got to meet with, and he also interviewed me. Tables were turned for his Wisdom Around the World series, and I will end with that what I said to him. Also, let's see, round 56 of the 21-day fast from complaining ended successfully a couple days ago. If you're officially registered for the fast at 4balance.org and you made it 21 days without complaining, do contact me for your free pack of motivational cards, 52 card pick me up, stacking the deck for life balance with Dr. Marissa. And if you want to take a look at that, go to my website or go on Facebook and look for that page. Also, next week, we have, this weekend, if you're not doing anything Saturday, Iyanla Van Sant, Oprah's little sister, Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith's little sister, and that makes her my little sister. She's going to be at the Agape International Spiritual Center, and I'll be there too, singing with the amazing Agape International Spiritual Choir. So go to agapelive.com to get more information about that. Excuse me. And then Sunday's Choir Sunday. If you haven't seen me sing, you can see me on stage at agapelive.com. Or if you're near Culver City, please come and say hi and give me a hug and give me a tango. All right. Next week, we have a tax expert coming on the air. You may have seen him on Fox or other tax commentary. I know it's not a great subject, but it's all about hope and happiness. And he's going to have tips to make tax season even happier 88% of the time. Andrew Poulos will be my guest to give my favorite listeners some tax tips next week. So keep it tuned to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa Pay. That's P for positive, EI. And remember, it's all about balance. Peace in and peace out.
At an early age, people around me, my heart in a cage. It was a book, don't turn a page. I couldn't see past my rage. I wanted to dance, but I pushed you away. Now I'm on my knees, I'll listen to what you say. And you said, be my partner, dance.